Hey coaches, so here is what I do when price concerns come up, and it seems to be pretty adaptable to no matter what's going on in their lives. And it almost 100% of the time helps us get to the next step to move forward. Doesn't mean that they enroll, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, but at least we go to the next step. And if they end up not enrolling, they're safely in my tumbler so that when and if they are ready, I'm a pretty logical choice to go to because I didn't make them feel crappy for not having the money or not seeing the value or whatever the case was. So the first thing that I like to do when the price concern comes up in some way, I'll say something like, hey, don't worry about the investment. If you are genuinely, truly interested in this, then I commit to you that we will figure it out. We'll get creative, we'll get outside of the box, color outside of the lines, and we will come up with a solution and a way to get this funded. How does that sound? And almost 100% of the time, they say, yeah, that sounds really cool. And then from there, based on whatever is appropriate, I might send them to my resource that I created for 31 ways to raise money without having any. But typically before I do that, I'll maybe ask them a couple questions about where their money is currently going. Like, it's so easy to find out if somebody is, just for example, you might find out somebody is buying a value meal every day from like McDonald's or wherever for $8. So they could swap out that $8 value meal for a $4 shake. So now they're going to have hundreds of dollars of extra money in their pockets every month. And in addition to that, the most important part of this, they're going to be swapping out nutrition that wasn't contributing to their goals whatsoever. In fact, maybe causing the problem to begin with. They're going to swap out those calories for calories that's actually going to have relevance to their fitness and their wellness goals. So all it is reprioritizing money. For most people, they don't even for almost everybody, they don't even need to spend extra money. And almost everybody, they're actually going to have extra money because the cost of whatever it is that they're going to be replacing for breakfast, lunch, or dinner is going to be more than offsetting the cost of the Shakeology. For example, when I got started, I saved about $180 a month in groceries. I'm only spending about $100 a month on the shake. So I always point to my example when I'm talking to people. And you can point to your example when you're talking to people. But that's basically it. And so as far as putting a resource together that I told you about earlier, I have this resource of 31 ways of raising money without having any. Now, if I go through these, simple questions to find out where their money is currently going, because almost every time we'll find out that their money is going to some place that is not serving their goals. It was just a matter of reprioritizing that same money anyway, like with the value meal example I just gave you. So if we do that and they still just have nothing and there's no fat we can cut from their budget, then I might go to the 31 ways to raise money now. And if you don't have a resource like that, go to Google and do some searches. Do some YouTube searches for ways of raising money without having any, ways of coming up with money without having any, and put together your own little document of some kind, of one-page printer-friendly document or a blog post or a video you can make, whatever, something that's going to be perceived as extremely valuable, and you can plug people into that. It's a pretty handy dandy thing to do. And also, you can go to YouTube and do all kinds of searches for how other coaches are helping people to overcome their limiting beliefs about money. And you'll find lots of examples out there, different things that that other coaches are doing that works for different situations. And as long as you have a few ways in your brain that you can respond to somebody that has a concern about the price, as long as you got a few of those in your head really well, then you can pull out whichever one is going to be probably most appropriate for the individual situation. That's really important because price, and the other one that you're going to hear most commonly, time. It's usually time and money and various concerns and objections that revolve around those two things. So you get those two things down, it's like that's going to be 80 to 90% of every objection and concern that you ever come across. Just those two. That's the really cool thing about learning how to overcome objections and limiting beliefs, is that there's only about maybe 4, 5, or 6 of them that you're going to hear ever, and only about 2 of them that you're going to hear 80% of the time. So even if you just get 2 of them down, time and money, that's going to be the overwhelming majority of people that you talk to. So you don't have to know like 100 different possible objections that people are going to have, just a couple. And I gave you one just now. which is the money thing. And there's plenty of other trainings on time and other suggestions. Just don't be shy to use YouTube and Google to help you with whatever you need help with. Okay, coaches? But that's my take on the price one, the money objections and concerns and limiting beliefs around money. I'm sure this will help you. Just try it out. People are going to respond pretty positively to it. All right, I've got tons more social media training on my website, fireyourboss.xyz, not .com.xyz, fireyourboss.xyz. Go out there and make somebody's day. Bye for now.